You are listening to an all-new episode of the Model Experience podcast, live from the Model House.
The Model Experience is the #1 resource for models. Real models, real stories, real resources.
Visit themodelexperience.net to learn more and be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Model Experience.
And we're back, guys. Welcome back to the Model House. Woo. You are listening to the Model Experience podcast.
The best podcast
ever. So you already know it's your girl, Rio Summers. And I have some very special guests sitting with me. We're going to start with the CEO and my co-author, Miss Ashley Runway. Hey. What's up, girl?
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I'm more excited for our guest today, but we'll get into that.
We'll get into that in a second. Hold on, Ashley. We're still introducing.
She's excited. Okay, well, I'm gonna say hello.
She tried to skip over you.
You know, it's okay. It's okay. Her super producer, Lamaya, checking in.
Okay.
And we are super duper excited. See, I wanted to get to it too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, come on.
All right, celebrity stylist
to the stars,
Mr. EJ King.
Yes, fashion guru.
Emphasis on King, though.
You know,
Come on.
I try. You know,
You succeed, babe.
Well, thank
you
you.
succeed.
We're excited to
Appreciate
have
y'all.
you. Thank you for coming in.
How long have you been styling?
oh my God, I've been styling for like 13 years.
Yeah.
I got in this business at 17.
Wow.
And so
What's that journey been like? I know you had to start small and
So I used to work at this place making pacemakers. And so I was in this for 12 hours a day. We sat in this all white room with bright lights, and we put our hands in these glass boxes and we made heart
that's
stands and
crazy.
pacemakers. And so I did the movie Dreamgirls as an extra. And I remember they called me to do this Busta Rhymes video. And I just was like, should I go? Should I not go? My mom was like, go if you want to go. So I ended up going. And I was like, if something happens, I'm taking this as a sign. I'm moving to LA. I knew one person in LA. I didn't know anybody. And so I got back to work. They fired me.
Perfect.
For not calling off properly.
Okay.
And literally that Friday I moved to LA. I called my friend that I knew here.
That's crazy.
And so is Bria. Bria was my first.
I
And
love
so
Bria.
this was in video model, was still going crazy, and it was magazines and
So how did you break into the fashion world through
I was
fashion?
on set with Bria for King's shoot, and Echo Haddix was her publicist. And Echo was like, I like the way because Bria was having this full tantrum. And she was like, I like how you work with the models. Have you thought about doing PR? And I was like, oh, no. And so she hired me as her assistant, and I did that for about 2 years. And she was like, I don't think you want to do this. She's like, I think you like on-set stuff. You like styling. And she introduced me to Shanita Palmer, which was the fashion editor over at King.
Yeah.
And so Sheena took me on. I was her assistant for like a year and a half. And so I went from doing assisting to small shoots to spreads to covers.
Yeah.
So magazines used to have their own in-house stylist?
So they still do.
Okay.
So a lot of them have their fashion editors, and so they normally have their own team what they work with, and so it made it easier to transition to styling because it wasn't so much like, hey, I'm EJ, I'm a stylist, let me try me out. You know, it was kind of like, hey, EJ just stylist for the shoot today, and just naturally, it always just clicked, and I just met people, and my career has really been through word of mouth. Like I never had an agent. I just probably in the last few years got a manager, and so it was really more just through connections and just meeting young Hollywood, and that's where I met Maya
That is nice.
and her sister, and so
people, it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
You know, with them, he had a lot of connections as far as like pulling in the fashion world.
Yeah,
and you kind of just came out of nowhere, like, oh, girl, that would be cute with that, or
you know?
and then it was like, oh, let's see if EJ wants to style us for, you know.
For this, for that, and so it was kind of just, trial and error, and so, but I literally did not know where to go or what to do, or it just, this whole world was make believe, and it was only on TV, and so once it started unfolding and Shanita couldn't make a job, or she was like, hey, EJ can do it. It just became fun. It became something I wanted, because I started with hair, because I love.
Oh my gosh, you started with hair, I didn't know
My
that.
grandmother did hair for 35 years, so she was the first Black woman in Orange County to own multi-race hair salon.
Wow.
And so I've been around hair all my life, and a friend of mine told me early, she was like, if your perks from your job aren't fun, change your job. And the perks for hair wasn't fun for me. My hands was hurting. I was over it. I was tired of standing up behind people.
Perks for sure.
So fashion,
Yeah.
so fashion was fun. I can play dress up. I can just, and it was something that I loved to do. And so, just the shots through, whether it was Megan and Lamaya, whether it was, the models at the time that were doing these video shoots and the magazines, and just it was a different time then too.
It was.
And it was young Hollywood was like really, really, really popping in LA.
Yeah.
And so it didn't take much to click with the young Hollywood circle.
Do you feel like fashion then was more, which is more fun now? Fashion then or fashion now to you?
So
You probably have more access now. So
now
it's
it's more access, but it's not as fun for me. I think when I was younger, I had this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed idea of whatever it was. Like, I'll do it. I remember I went on tour for 2 months for like $2,000.
just eager. Yeah.
Just eager, just excited to go. To where I would never do that today.
I got bills to pay.
Never do that today.
I said an hour.
But I mean actual fashion though too.
Yeah.
Like the literal. Do you feel like they take more risks then or now?
Well,
or what is the rules?
I think what I've taught myself, and you just kind of realize, is don't be afraid to have fun and dream past the limitations. And I think when I first started off, I was hungry. I was at every showroom. I was getting creative. I was in there making stuff. And so now, because I have access to high-end brands and all of this stuff, now I'm like, if it's not this, I don't want this. And so you kind of your creativity doesn't stop, but you now are dealing with the politics of what this business is, to where showrooms would deny clients, designers would deny clients, they would deny events,
Showrooms deny you?
They would definitely deny you. They
Not
would deny your ass
today.
quick. Everybody.
Really?
And it's more today because there's so many.
Requests?
Saturated.
It's saturated, and there's so many quote unquote celebrities. So now the reality stars are Instagram people and stuff like that. So but because there's so many people playing stylists, for me, I was always taught, pay your dues.
Yeah.
So I interned for 2 years. I did it that way. They were like, don't be rushed, don't be quick to rush the process and say, hey, you're a celebrity stylist. Because the moment you stamp yourself on something and you don't deliver, then that's all you have in this business is your name.
Yeah.
And so now
That goes for everyone.
Yeah.
with
Models
everything, with
included,
its hair, its makeup, its glam, its models, it's pay the dues because everything is so accessible now through social media.
Yeah.
So there wasn't Instagram. We only had MySpace and Twitter and shit like that. When we were girls, so so it wasn't as easy. The barriers between artist, designer, and stylist, you were the middle person. So there wasn't really that connection between the stylist and the artist. Now the designers can reach out to the artist directly, and now they want you to be there. Now they want you to be proactive. Now they're seeing everything firsthand, so now they're denying it faster, and they're denying artists faster, and our talent faster. So that's the challenges, and as a young stylist, you don't have the ability to pull from these big stores, and everybody wants a caviar look on a Chick-fil-A budget. Everybody wants, everybody wants to be grand
It's on the Chick-fil-A budget.
on a Target Couture budget.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is where we at.
You get what you pay for.
But with that, I think people have the misconception as well that stylists can do everything that you can't do.
Right.
So they be like, well, you're the stylist, you should be able to pull X, Y, and Z, and we can wear it and return it. That's not how that goes.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I would take those L's and just whatever by means necessary, get it and just give it. Now I won't put myself in those situations.
Yeah.
So if your budget do not allow it, I will not provide it.
You can.
Yeah,
It's impossible,
it doesn't even
yeah.
make sense.
You know,
Yeah.
I will not be putting debt.
Right,
you know.
you're right.
And
Well,
so-
it sounds like you found your passion, right? 100%. You're happy where you're at. You love what you do. Now I've got to ask you a few questions of my own. Starting with style.
To the fun stuff.
Yes, girl, I'm ready.
Axe away, honey.
So, style do's and don'ts. What's off the top of your head?
Style do's and don'ts. Let me tell you. So for
Like
me, every
timeless.
stylist and designer, everything's different for everybody. The way that I style and the way that I've always styled clients is I would tweak what you already have naturally and make it glamorous. What I do not, unless you just completely just
Frumpy.
blind to the fact of how to put on clothes, I do not like to change the aesthetic of who somebody
I
is.
feel like that is so
So,
important.
as a stylist, what I may wear or what I may see that you may look great in, maybe your trouble areas, maybe something that you hate, maybe something, and so you're wearing it uncomfortably. You're not wearing it as if you threw it on. I never want clients of mine to look styled by somebody. I want it to be as just as effortless as if it was J-Lo walking down the street, if it was Rihanna walking down the street. I don't want it to look like you're so put together that it look
Right.
like you had a team do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just look like that you just
Fly.
a fly person. And so do's and don'ts for me is they're your own personal choice, because what she may look good in, you may not look good in. You know what I'm saying? What she may want to showcase, you may want to showcase.
So basically, there's not like one general
there's not one
rules,
general
like-
thing. You know, I think if you got a muffin top, don't wear crop tops.
Yeah, that's what I want
If you got backly, don't wear backly stuff.
She
you know?
was,
Yeah, so like, all right, so if you're shorter and you're maybe like thicker around the booty.
Yes.
Like,
So you want to do things that hold and lift. You know, I think that good jeans are investments. You don't have to spend a lot of money on jeans because, you know, working with Chris hates designer jeans. He wears H&M jeans, or he wears Topshop jeans because of they stretch.
Yeah.
So I had another client that only wants designer jeans, that wants they $500 jeans and stuff like that, and they just stiffest thing. And I've got to the point where I hate them. I do not like designer jeans, and because I like to move and I don't like, and rough denim is hard on the
So
thighs.
it's important the fit more
The
so
fit.
than
yeah.
So the fit, if you have problems in your mid area, don't do low rise jeans, because what happens is once you belt or snap or whatever it is, what it does, it creates a push up on your love handles or your sides. So I would say do more of a low high rise jean, because it.
Now, what is low high rise? What does that
So it
mean?
stops a little bit above your belly button,
Okay.
mid belly button. Anything underneath your belly button, like them old
Frankie
90s Frankie B. Yeah,
I
girl.
remember those. They
Would
were
be
like
real
kind of
low.
lobotomy.
What happens is they create if you have. For me, I hate my sides. That's my trouble. That's my area. When I feel like she be pushing up and she be folding over, it stresses me out. So I'm a high waist fan.
So do you ask your clients like, what are your trouble areas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So and
Every
even
new
if you
client.
don't feel it, even if you don't look at them and be like, okay, I don't think their arms are, but you just roll with what makes them
Yeah,
comfortable.
because the thing is, at the end of the day, when I'm putting you in, you don't see my face.
Yeah.
You see the person wearing it.
I respect your
So-
perspective because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people in the industry.
It's not, you know.
Yeah.
You're in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of the magician behind the camera, and so I know wearing something uncomfortable, you're gonna wear it all day uncomfortable. I hate kitten heels. I hate wedges. I want to shoot up everybody who
Kitten heels, I hate kitten heels. So why? Why
I
are
hate
you
them,
paying?
especially when they like an inch.
Knock it off.
No, let me tell you something. I have a really bad. I cannot stand the kid. I don't understand.
Like, I wanna
You paying
rush.
the extra $200 for that one
But,
little bit of kid.
like,
I can't.
I want to
can't.
rush you. I want to fight you on sight.
I do.
And I don't like wedges. Unless they're a really dope high wedge, I'm not a wedge person. You know, I don't care who makes them. So for me, I like a good stiletto pump.
Okay.
I like height.
Yes.
I like inch. I like the shape.
Okay.
Every girl's not that person, you know. I work with
So will
Teyana.
you get the kitten heel if somebody wants the kitten heel? Will you? If
Yeah,
somebody-
Teyana work it because she dances.
Okay. Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So
But that makes sense. And now it's for a reason.
so Teyana does not now, and it's such a thing because for as long as I know Teyana, I'm like that fairy godmother, like, I'm so proud of you. You're walking in pumps, like because she's not a pump girl. You know what I'm saying? Tiana is a sneakerhead. Yeah. So when I see her walking in heels, I'll be like, I'm really proud of you. So proud of you. And she be laughing. She's like, you proud of me, bitch? And I was like, yeah, because every girl's not that person. You know what I'm saying? And so I love making people try those type of things because it pulls you up. Pumps pull your posture up. Pumps pull your walk up. It really just enhances everything about you. It goes good on your legs. I don't care what size you are.
What about, okay, now I know this is gonna hit with a lot of our listeners and me personally. What about asking for a friend? What can we do if we want to have like a smaller waist? We want the illusion of a smaller waist. That's always my thing. Like I'm working out and stuff, but I still want to make it look like I'm like tight without the Photoshop.
Without any doctors.
Exactly. No Photoshop. Like what can I do styling wise?
All right, baby. I know a few.
That is the plot right there.
Now, are you in terms of fitness wise? I mean, if you want things for your waist, I like all my workouts are geared towards my waist. You wrap your waist, you let it sweat out. You know, eating is the biggest thing.
But styling wise,
honey.
Yeah, how can we just, if you want to step out, look, I got
make it look a little more snatched.
So it's really high waist. So you can do high waist if you want. Like for me, I do a light taping.
What's that?
So I will wrap my stomach I'll wrap it in plastic and
Like ceramic?
I'll
Ceramic wrap?
Yeah, and I'll duct tape.
Okay, I do not want you to say ceramic wrap. It's ceramic.
I do a little duct tape underneath.
She's gorgeous.
You know.
Look at it all the time. That's all that
I have
matters.
an IQ of 130. Don't worry.
I love you.
Make you sweat?
It makes you the tape stays on though. But any good body shaper, I think that.
What's the best body shapers? That plug some body
You know
shapers
what?
in.
I go to the little Dominican people downtown. Any good body shaper, get them 2 sizes smaller. If you are large, get them a small. Because what happens is
the fat come out more?
No. Do it to your comfort, but you should go between 2 sizes down.
Okay.
Because the point of a body shaper is to snatch and hold. If it's your size, all it's going to do is expand.
Yeah.
Right.
So you want to feel tight. You want to feel secure.
That's a great
you know what I'm saying?
That's a great tip.
So you want to feel like as you zip up, like, all right, it's a little, you know. Belts. I'm a huge belt person. If anybody knows me,
I like belts too.
I'm a huge belt person.
This is the time for them too.
Yeah, I'm a fan of waist corsets. I think that you can dress anything up with a corset or a fun belt, a thick belt. Don't do skinny belts because they cut in. So if you're gonna do a waist belt, do thicker belts. So then they hold that in.
Got some good tips over here.
Thank you.
And alterations. Get things to fit you.
Yeah.
So if you got pants, get them darted, get them taken in the back, as much as it doesn't create like a push-up effect, but just get them to where like when you put them on, you feel snatched in them. They line your butt. All Teyana's jeans, because she's such a small person in her waist, they're all fitted, and so that's the old Janet trick. Like Janet wear baggy jeans, but that waist and her butt is always defined and stitched up.
And you've styled Janet for a while? Or?
I wish I styled Janet.
No, you say that's the Janet trick.
That's the Janet trick.
Okay.
I love Janet, but just looking at how to wear boyfriend jeans and boot cut or child, I hate boot cut. But if you have to wear boot cut, get them tailored. I hate
so funny. What is that?
I want to put them in the box with.
We're gonna bring someone over with boot cut.
I'm gonna look just like this. It was gonna piss me off.
Just gonna be quiet.
Piss me off.
So no, these are important things that we
Yes.
need to know.
Yeah.
So okay, well, we have a lot of young aspiring models that are our listeners, and so we always try to help them out with like on-set etiquette and knowing how to deal with people and how to communicate. And so as a stylist, when I know you've styled hired females for a job, but when somebody's uncomfortable or they're not necessarily happy with what they're wearing, what's the proper way to address that with a stylist or
a
makeup
designer?
or a designer? Yeah, how do you approach that, and then how do you deal?
I mean, with anything that's uncomfortable or if you don't like it, I mean, approach it with respect, because at the end of the day, as a model, unfortunately, you're a walking hanger. So you really don't have a whole lot of like, I'm not wearing, unless, you know what I'm saying, you're hired to wear whatever it is they put on you. And everything's not going to be comfortable. Everything is not going to be, it's not going to be your ideal thing. Maybe the shoes may be too small, the shoes may be too big. They may take you in a little more than whatever the case may be. If it's uncomfortable, say it. Hey, EJ, this is a little tight, this is a little uncomfortable, this is really killing my feet. And then we'll adjust from there. But the attitude, and the thing is, I really don't care whether you're beginning or if you're a veteran, because respect is respect for everybody's craft, But if something doesn't work for you, or doesn't fit, then politely just be like, hey,
Give me an example of how it doesn't go good. I know you've had it before, but like, what's
yeah.
the
So
improper
some girl was
way
like,
to
well,
sometimes-
she's like, I'm not wearing this. She's like, I'm not wearing a thong. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing fishnets. Well, then you shouldn't do this job. And I said it and that's the way I would approach it. I'm not gonna make you wear nothing, but you should probably leave.
Yeah. And go find a new job.
We were shooting a artist video. It was 2 guys, and she was like, I'm a mother, I'm not doing. She was like, I'm not comfortable in the thong, stuff like that. Well, baby, this isn't a Christian video. This is a real this is a hood video, And what it was like a thong, and it had some fishnets that came up. It was like a crop top and some pumps. Granted, it was, but it looked a little, risque.
Right, but it was that.
But what I never understood, the mentality between a thong and a thong bikini, because you wear a thong bikini all day on the beach and the pool and be just fine. But they give you some drawers or some lingerie or something, you'd be like, no, this is.
It's a thong bikini.
So I get it, and
so there's no difference between a thong.
There's no
bikini
difference
and
between a bathing
let's make this
suit
clear.
and a lingerie set. There's
If the cheeks are out, if you're gonna wear them out, just wear
they're
them.
out. So what? And so
Sun's out, buns out.
we hadn't, and it got to the point to where she left. I said, well, baby, if I can't bend the concept around your one liking. It's not gonna work.
Yeah. At the fashion shows, sometimes we have to elaborate and kind of tell people we're here for the designers, and this is what they're showcasing. And it may not be your style of fashion, but this
You might have a rooster on your head.
And
Whatever
that,
it is,
but
you are booked for that particular job.
And
You're
models
booked.
have to understand.
That's it.
You know what? That's actually really confusing, because even when I was a rookie, even when I was like 17, like just starting into the industry, I knew not to question this is
Some
their
do.
collection. Like
Some do.
they
But,
want me in this. Period.
Right. Well, some.
not to say you shouldn't have morals or standards in what you're doing, but you have to know when those take precedent, because if you're going for a lingerie shoot, or you're going for a rap video, or you're going for whatever the case may be, that that 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to be in something overly sexy. If that's not your comfort level, do not go for this position. Don't
Or
go
tell
for
your
this job.
agent.
Or tell your agent,
yeah, my
hey,
agent
these are my
says this
standards.
time.
Don't send me on this.
That's what I do.
Because once you get to giving my nerves hell, I'm then going to return the favor.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look.
And you won't work
No.
It's not a good look, because someone like you could be not even trying to be shady, but you're like, yeah, she didn't want to do
It's
it,
hard
so
to
she
work
wanted
with.
to
I don't want to deal with it.
She's hard.
Yeah, and I
then
will.
guess what? That person is never going to
Never
want to book
gonna
you
get back.
again.
I will.
Production is going to be like, yep, we're done. We're gets out.
I cannot say the name, but we were on this shoot for this magazine, and one of the talents was given hell, and so my style partner was like, she was like, I'll teach her, So it was like this. It was this. She was supposed to be covered in diamonds, and in this tub full of diamonds, and it was like a milk bath and
We
stuff
gonna
like that.
figure it out now. But go ahead.
And she was going ham. She was like, I'm not doing that. She was like, y'all got me effed up, da da da. So my style partner, and this was when I first got in this business, and I kind of seen like, wow. And she was like, give me all my shit. She took the diamonds off of her. She took the clothes off of her. She was like, y'all can dress her, or she can dress herself, or she can lead a set. She's like, I'm not doing it. And she quit. And I was like,
the stylist quit?
Yeah. She was like, I refuse. I don't care what her attitude is. I'm not doing it. And as a fashion editor,
yes,
she was like, no, they weren't going to contest what she said. So,
So
you know,
talent
but it was a toss up because she is the talent for the, this particular shoot. And, and so I think the compromise, she ended up calling somebody to come and bring something.
Wow.
So this was for the magazine? Got it.
Wow. She would not do it.
Wow.
So who's your favorite celebrity to work with? Or
My
favorites?
favorites?
Yeah, favorites or favorites?
Models, celebrities, whatever.
I know TT is one.
I love
Is it
working with
because
Teyana.
of like their attitude or their style or like what makes them fit your favorite?
So I really respect so many different people in this business, style-wise. And so I tell everybody, when I see stuff on the carpet, I instantly think about who dressed them because I come from that world, So whether it's Law and Zendaya, whether it's Robin Mario, J-Lo, or it was Ty and Marnie with Beyonce, like I love seeing the creative side because I know what it took to put this together. Mm-hmm. And so I love artists who own it and who make you believe it,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's Rihanna and she made you believe she was this dominatrix and then this.
Yeah, I'm like, you mean to tell me she ain't putting all these looks together?
No.
Oh.
I'm sure now, you get accustomed once you get to a certain level of celebrity and people are sending you stuff and it's easy to dress a J-Lo or somebody because she has the world at her disposal fashion-wise. So I respect those. So some of the people that I love, because I've worked with some people that let me tell you,
Live your life.
as you get older, I'm in my 30s. As you get older,
You're
so young.
your tolerance
For bullshit.
for stupid shit and I don't care who it is,
It's true.
So I met Marnie, and Marnie she does everybody. She does B Now. Marnie is dope. And I remember I was like, yo, Marnie don't play. She'll leave set. Ooh. She'll quit a job. She don't give a fuck who you is, And I've learned, I was like, really? How would you do that? That's her reputation. But her reputation is Marnie, she don't give a shit.
She doesn't play.
You know what I'm saying? And so I love Marnie to death. I love how she works. So I took that on because I would normally deal with it, And you have to be okay with not dealing with certain people and saying no.
Yeah.
And so for me, I've gravitated to artists that get it, And so
and that are fun to work with.
and that are fun, and that because with men and women, I love dressing women. It's easy for me, Men is a little bit more restrictions because they can't look too this, they can't look too that, And some of them want to look country, and some of them it'd be a lot.
Yeah.
So when I got with Chris, it made it fun to dress Chris because he loves clothes. So he doesn't care if it's high end or
Colorful,
low end or colorful.
Yeah.
He just loves clothes, and he'll try it, and he might be like, "No, that's not for me."
Right.
But for the most part,
it.
he tried it, and so now when I'm out shopping, I'm not limited to. Chris not gonna wear them polka dot pants because So now, because I remember I was at Balenciaga and they gave me these pants one day, and they had it was like the scene from Wizard of Oz, or I think it was Wizard of Oz. It had these mountains in his lake. They were leather. It was like a full picture, and I was like, he not wearing them goddamn pants, Prince. He was like, EJ, I'm telling you, they're dope. They only made 100 of them. I was like, he's not wearing them. They leather. They got this big ass picture on the front. They look stupid. The first thing Chris picked up in that shoe, he was like, oh my nigga, these is hard. I was like, you like these? He was like, yeah, this is hard. I said, Chris, I dead ass was not gonna get them because
That is funny.
I thought you was gonna look at it like, and he was like, no.
Funny.
And so once that happened, I stopped giving myself limitations with Chris. I pull everything, take it off. And so with Teyana has a natural ability to dress herself like Chris.
Yeah, she dresses is her
And
normal
so,
style.
her normal style.
She's always been like that.
Yeah, and I've never been one to overly want the credit. I will lay stuff out. Chris remixed it how he wants, and that goes back to me saying I want you to wear it how you want to wear it.
Yeah.
Because if you wear it the wrong way and you get to tearing your ass up, then you're not gonna come back to me talking about EJ it's your fault.
So that's why.
So if you love it,
Hey,
I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to wear it because you love it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to wear it with confidence, and you're going, and that's what I want. If I put you in a bunch of shit that you're not comfortable in, it's going to read throughout the whole
But
time
I
you're
think
wearing
that's
it.
why you've gotten so far in your career, because I love, he makes it easy to tell him, like, that's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like, there's sometimes a lot of people in the business, they get so high in their status that they feel like, well, this is what I know is, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like, but you can't impose your will on me. I just,
Yeah.
that's not what I find.
That's not it,
Yeah,
you know?
so for trends, do you go to fashion shows?
I go to fashion shows. I love fashion shows.
Cool.
You've actually been at ours.
You walked the
did.
runway at ours.
I did. Me and Megan took that runway, you know? And it's harder than I thought, you know? I was all nervous and stuff. My head was down. Like, and
Megan said you were so timid. She said, you know how EJ be? It was not none of
It
that.
was not that.
She said it was none of
I
that.
would pump through this whole downtown. They be like, oh, you were pumping.
He was-
On that runway, I was like, and so
Real?
So it's harder than it looks.
it is, you know, and I respect, and that's the thing with everything in this business, you have to respect the roles that people play. I respect hair, that what they do, I respect makeup, because at the end of the day, what people don't understand, those three departments have to come to one agreement.
Yes.
Because I don't care what I put you in, if you fuck up this hair, it's going to fuck up the outfit.
Yep.
If you fuck up this makeup, it's going to fuck up the outfit. So you learn with each artist has a different thing they find important. So when I was with Keisha Cole, hair was important for her.
Got it.
Clothes wasn't as important.
Got it.
Makeup was as important. But if Keisha hair wasn't right, she was not leaving offset, you know?
Yeah.
And so Chris, clothes, he don't wear makeup, he can do whatever to
doesn't
his
need
hair,
to.
but his clothes are his thing. Tiana likes it all.
She's the package.
But Tiana will go without makeup on, as long as she got a brow
Yeah.
on. And Tiana loves hair, and I think with working with Tiana, it's more of a collaboration because
Nice.
I don't touch her everyday style. So there's certain things that I like to do that she just naturally wouldn't do. Same thing with Chris. Street style, I let Chris do him. In the sense of I will shop, I'll put stuff together, he'll remix it, bomb. But suits is where Chris lets me
Take the lead.
take the lead.
Who's got the best suits? Tom Ford?
Well, Tom Ford's made for suits. So I love Tom Ford suits. Everybody can afford a Tom Ford
Exactly.
suit. So I want
like
people to
to-
understand. So we shot Back to Love, which was the video we shot in Paris for Chris. I shopped maybe like over like $50,000 worth of wardrobe.
Well,
'Cause
that
he
was
was
a
there.
fun day for you, wasn't it?
No,
Oh,
I'll get to that.
No.
But we had all of this stuff. He had every Louis Vuitton piece out. He had everything early. Chris wore
I'm like, you gotta
Chris
learn.
wore 3 Zara suits the whole video shoot.
Wow.
Everything that I bought Chris that was in that room, we went with 3 Zara suits and some Saint Laurent sneakers. And so the designer was like, the director was like, so
What about this Louis Vuitton?
right. So all of that we picked, and y'all gonna wear these 3. And
Hey.
but wearing it, you never would have known that was Zara. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You
Yeah.
never. And so that is what to me it means to be able to style. It's not that I can put you in everything designer because regardless if it's Tom Ford or Target, if you're not wearing it how you're
Right.
supposed to wear it, it's gonna read cheap. I don't care how expensive it is.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so I think with wardrobing, I've learned to be able to appreciate both sides because I also have to dress you for your fan base. So your fan base
He's not wearing Tom Ford
can't
suits.
afford Tom
Right.
Ford, but you still need to be in Tom Ford to gain the credibility from the fashion world. So you have to know how to balance the two. And so with him, there's so many kids that look up to him that would DM me or call me and be like, I can't believe I'm wearing the same H&M jeans that Chris is
Right,
wearing.
right.
I can't believe I can,
The connection.
you know, and so it makes him relatable, which reason why Black Pyramid does so well, you
Yeah.
know, with him. And because a lot of these kids are, everything now is fast fashion.
Yeah.
And so you have to know how to do the best of both worlds, artist and stylist. And so I love artists that, in Teyana will spend the money down on clothes, but she's not afraid of wearing Pretty Little Things
Right,
or,
yeah.
you know, whatever fashion
looks
brand
good
there
on
is,
her.
you know. She cares about the fit. Everything has to fit. And so, and it needs to fit in a way of tailoring to her body. And that's what I've learned to do with different people, is you tailor it for them.
Yeah.
You know, there is no wrong or right way.
I have a random question.
You have a random answer.
Okay, let's go. So, have you ever dressed, like styled a model, and you're like, okay, this is good to go, it's gonna be amazing, he or she is gonna rock it, and then they go down the runway and it's a complete disaster, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
my god,
Like,
like,
in
what
what
happened?
respect? Disaster like how?
Like, you just didn't like how it looked, or it didn't
Maybe
wear
they
the
got
right
too
way.
nervous, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, like, they totally lost
Yeah.
what they were
I
originally
mean,
doing for him. You know,
Those are all, I'm always nervous with models, artists, until the gig is over. So we can lay everything out, we can do fittings, and that day that shoot, the thing busts, the zipper breaks, the shirt unravel, whatever it is starts to unfold the day of the event. That's the part that's nerve-wracking for me. So with Chris, because Chris doesn't do fittings, we're doing everything the day of.
so straight to set.
So award
So
shows,
tailoring day of?
everything's the day of. Chris does not do a fitting the day of. He does not do a fitting, period. So everything
We're about that day of life.
is day of. So I'm literally walking into these award shows with bags and racks and racks and racks of stuff.
Now, are you stressed out, or are you like, you know what, I know how to handle this?
You know what it is you learn your clients and you learn what it is, and for me, you just expect it, you know,
Yeah.
take everything that's said and go from there.
Right.
I appreciate both. I appreciate a fitting because I know what I'm not taking, I know that can be returned, I know that this is what we're doing,
Right.
period. But for things that happen like that, when you do fittings and you don't prepare for the mishaps and you don't have everything with you, then it's like, fuck, we're stuck with this
Right.
disaster.
Yeah.
I'll put things on people, and moving in person, it looks great. It in photograph, great. So that's the things that you have to do. You got to do like your photo test before you leave. You got to see if the flash is going to flash through the shirt. You got to see if it's going to make you look frumpy. Because in person, moving, it all looks amazing.
Right.
Stills can be a different thing. So yeah, there's been times where, but you know, I mean, you just improvise and you just have to get creative and have fun with it. But models have to understand, regardless to how messed up it looks, you got to sell it.
Either
You know?
way, yeah. If
Yeah.
it's a plastic trash bag, you better sell it.
You
Yeah.
better sell it.
But you'd say you prefer fittings, though, just to kind of see where it's at?
I'm used to both.
Okay.
I like fittings just because if
Professional.
anything anything that can happen, you can figure out in the fitting. But regardless to that, anything can happen the day of when you're wearing it. You know,
Yeah.
I remember we tied a knot and somehow throughout the taping, it just unraveled. So by the time she was done filming, the whole damn shirt and it just was like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
It was stitched and everything, and so it just, things happen the day of. So I don't be at ease until
It's over.
all
it's
said
over.
and done.
You know,
So
they walk on the
latest
carpet.
thing.
Yeah, anything,
Feel that.
anything.
So my last question is, how do you avoid like a who wore it best situation?
By asking the designers.
Okay.
I normally ask, has anybody worn this? Did anybody pull it? Has anybody bought it from me recently? And a lot of designers will tell me, like, no, you know, yeah, they've worn it. This is where they worn it to. Who worn it? And then from there, I'll kind of determine if it's
Worth
if it's worth it. Yeah. And so, you have to understand, like, in LA, everything is so big. And so unless you're getting stuff from overseas or directly from the designers,
So it's most
9
likely
times out of
some-
10,
yeah.
you gotta ask.
Yep.
And so I ask now, just.
Do your homework.
Yeah, you gotta ask, because your client, if that happens, make fun. I always say make light of any weird situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Have fun with the mishaps and stuff like that, because they may not have bought it from here, but they could have bought it in New York, or they could have got them somewhere else and just happen to have it. So
You can't really control it.
you can't
That's
control
why I
it.
ask.
Right.
It's
So you
like,
gotta have fun with
Gotta
it.
roll with it.
Unless it's custom, then you just gotta pray that
yeah.
nobody else has it.
Show up to the party.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Tell our
DJ.
listeners where they can find you on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can find me on Jack. I'm just like.
I'm done with that.
You can find me on Christian Mingle.
Right. It's like plenty of fish.
Play too much.
Okay,
You can find me on Instagram.
just go to the DMs, guys.
Just DM me. Ladies, leave me alone. I get a lot of ladies trying to hit on me.
I
It's never gonna happen.
You cute.
Don't get him started.
But no, all my social media is the same. It's EJ King 21, is whether it's Instagram, it's Twitter, it's
EJ
Facebook.
King 21.
You're fun to follow too. You'll be cutting up.
Yeah.
Do I?
It's fun to watch. guys.
Yes, Tina Turner. And when he do the kitchen,
Mama's Kitchen stuff.
Mama's kitchen, child.
I know. What you doing while you're pregnant?
Oh Jesus.
And do a pregnant edition
Yeah.
for the pregnant mothers out
I
there.
eat.
You heard it here first.
So yeah, because I really can't cook.
I know that's
special.
that's the whole. Okay.
Yeah. So yes. But I think for the last little tip is just have fun with clothes. There's no rules in fashion. Self-expression is self-expression. I just think that,
rooster.
if you got a rooster, rock it. Because the thing is, it's like I love Billy Porter.
Yes.
I love his boldness. I love his ability to just wear stuff and with no consequence of people liking it or not. You know what I'm saying? That's your identity. This is what you love. This is what you want to rock. Now, if you're going to wear it to where people love it. And I think that just goes across the board. I can't tell you my opinion on what you should be doing because this is you. It's your person.
Yes.
But have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Make it fun. Lamaya knew me when I had a fade. My hair is 32 inches today.
Oh my God.
So,
And counting.
but if I walked around thinking that my look was, too much or people wasn't going to understand it or I allowed people
you grew into that. You just grew into this is what I love. This is what I am. Because he was not that. No.
Yeah.
Growing up, he was definitely more introverted.
I was.
He was always.
I was big.
He'll tell you what you could do.
Yeah.
But for him, I think it was a progression. And hello.
And you just you have to own it across the board. If and as stylist, people ask me all the time, like, hey, how do you get to style Chris? Or you style so many straight men and, and they don't never have anything to say. No. Chris, I remember Chris asked one day, my hair was braided up in a beehive and he was like, where your hair at? And I was like, I'm getting it done, relax, And so now, I ran into Trey Songz last night. Trey was like, yeah, I've been knowing EJ since he had a fade before the body. I was like, Trey, shut up. So it's like, I never have issues with it. So when you own everything about who you are, there's no rules in how you should dress or how you should look.
Amen to that, honey. Own it.
Own it.
That's what his episode is called, honey.
Own it.
There it is.
Own
it. Thank
Don't
you
let them
so
own you.
much, EJ.
Yeah, you're amazing.
And we have lots to talk about, honey. You gotta get my life together.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I'm about to dress so much better after this job, to be honest with you.
Telling you.
She about to have the saran wrap.
Oh, yeah.
Ceramic wrap.
The ceramic wrap.
I love it.
Going over with ceramic wrap.
If you feel like it's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable. If you feel like something's off, it's off. Don't second guess your first thought,
Follow your gut.
So, follow your gut.
For sure.
Well, you guys here heard it first. I couldn't even get it out, child. Y'all heard it here first. All the styling tips, own it, is what it comes down to.
Be yourself.
Be confident.
Be
rock
authentic.
it.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
Be authentic. And
we're out.
we're out. Thank you so much, EJ.
Thank you guys.
Love you.
Love y'all.
If you're a new model looking to take your career and portfolio to the next level, visit themodelexperience.net.